Casey Barker has been at Riverside. Can you let him know that he missed a hearing?
Yes, sir.
All right, Jeannie Cavalli,
That's me.
02-4667. You just have to pay off your fines. Do you have a payment on your fines?
No, I don't. I just got laid off and I spoke with Mr. Cooper about trying to do some community service.
You can do community service and you get $50 a day credit.
Thank you, sir.
Your Honor, is it possible for her to work her calls off?
That'll be fine.
Thank you, Mr. Cooper.
June the 12th.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Your
That'll be your
Honor.
next hearing, June 12th,
Thank you.
9 a.m. Danielle Summers.
Yes.
Before we go further, I think we need to have a urine screen. So let's do a urine screen and then I'll have you back out.
Okay.
For Jennifer Stapleton, it's been called in the pier, the bench warrant. And Stephen Messer, same thing, been called in the pier.
Denise Carter, Kelly Doss, Jake Jerron Penn, Jaden Redmond, Sarah Woods.
Okay, that'll be warrants for those people that didn't appear.
Jerron Penn was here this morning, they rather sizable sum on his case, Your Honor, I know that. Whatever it is now.
All right, Jerron Penn, I was told was here. He needs to come in the courtroom.
There's nobody with a review in the lobby, Your Honor.
Okay. Put that on my desk. Kelly Doss, called for, didn't appear. Jaden Redmond, same. Has things left to do. Sarah Woods, 22-26. She's supposed to be at Hometown Recovery. Is there anybody here from Hometown?
Yeah, she's doing her screen, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. All right, so I'll recall Sarah Woods when we get the person from Hometown back out here. Okay, that finishes the reviews. The next thing is for new cases. You should have already watched the videotape, but I'll go over your rights again. You have a right to remain silent. You don't have to make statements, but what you say is all on the record here. So if you do get up and admit something that hurts your case, the state can use it against you. You have a right to have an attorney, to have one appointed if you can't afford one, if you're facing jail. And you have a right to have bail and to make the state prove any charge beyond a reasonable doubt. If you enter a guilty or no contest plea, you're waiving those rights. Don't do that if you don't understand what's going on. If you want to talk to a lawyer, if you want to have a trial on your case, you need to enter a not guilty plea. Not guilty is always the safest plea to enter. Call the first case.
State of Ohio versus Dale M. Thompson, case number CRV 23237. Dale Thompson. Did not check in here.
Okay. Looks like he was, well,
Computer shows someone on May the 8th for residential service.
well, the return though doesn't have a date. It has it signed and says residential service, but it doesn't say what date it was served. It's just blank. So I'm gonna pass it for, it needs to be reserved.
State of Ohio versus Buddy L. Hardy, case number TRC 23532, A, B, C, and D.
Sir, your buddy Hardy?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Hardy, it's alleged that on May the 10th at 7:54 a.m. in Fayette Township, you were operating a vehicle while you were under the influence of either alcohol, drugs, or a combination of those things.
It was PM, but,
Sir, just wait till I finish.
oh, sorry. I thought you were done.
And it's alleged that this would be your second offense within the look-back period. So the maximum penalty is 6 months in jail, $1,625 fine, and a 5-year license suspension. The minimum penalty is 10 days in jail, $525 fine, and a 1-year license suspension. And if the vehicle was titled to you, it's required to be impounded for 90 days. You're also charged with driving with a suspended license. That's an unclassified misdemeanor. Maximum penalty is 500 hours community service, $1,000 fine. Not wearing a safety belt, that's a mandatory $30 fine. And failure to control your vehicle, that's a minor misdemeanor. Maximum penalty is $150 fine. Do you understand these charges?
Yeah.
The vehicle is actually titled to someone else, so the impoundment wouldn't pertain to this. Do you understand your rights?
Yeah.
How do you plead?
I'd like to have a lawyer.
Okay, I'll enter a not guilty plea for you. And Mr. Steyer, I'll appoint you to represent Mr. Hardy.
How you been?
So I'm looking at June the 9th or after for pre-trials.
I'm here the 9th, I'm here the 12th.
Let's do that date, June 9th. June 9th will be the pre-trial at 10 a.m. And Mr. Hardy can sign a $1,000 signature.
State of Ohio versus James C. Jones, case number TRC 23536.
I got some stuff too.
Okay. Sir, are you James Chester Jones?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Jones, it's alleged on May the 8th at 1:02 a.m. in Perry Township, you were operating a vehicle while you were under the influence of alcohol. State's alleging you took a breath test and tested 09 on the breath test, and that you've had a prior within the look-back period. So that makes this a second offense. The per se level on the breath test is 8, so you're just over it. And what that means is, under Ohio law, if you take a breath test 8 or higher, there can be a presumption that you're impaired attached to that test. In order to get the presumption, the state has to show that they comply with the rules for getting the test, calibrating the machine, and that sort of thing. Only then does the presumption attach. If you're found guilty of this offense, what you're facing as a maximum penalty is 6 months in jail, $1,625 fine, and a 5-year license suspension. That's the most the court can impose. There is a minimum, so the least the court is supposed to impose if you're found guilty is 10 days in jail, $525 fine, and a 1-year license suspension. There's also required impoundment of the vehicle if it was titled to you. And the state's saying that it was titled to you. So if you're found guilty, the vehicle has to be impounded for 90 days also. And that's the only charge you have. Do you understand that charge?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand the rights you have as a defendant?
Yes, Your Honor.
How do you wish to plead to this charge?
Not guilty.
You want a lawyer appointed to represent you?
No, Your Honor, but I'd like 2 weeks to retain my own counsel.
Okay.
And may I make a motion to have my car released right now, or do I need to have my attorney do that?
Well, you'll have to have your attorney file something, but there's very limited, on a second offense, there's very limited circumstances where I can release the vehicle because of that.
Well, I mean, could you possibly release it until I'm convicted?
You need to talk to your attorney about that. I mean, is it possible? Yes.
Okay.
But I would say it's unlikely. Let's put it that way. There are circumstances where you can get it released, but it's not likely. But talk to your lawyer about that. Well, I'm going to give you more than 2 weeks. We'll come back on June the 9th, so almost a month before your next hearing. Now, you're under a license suspension. Well, yeah, you're under an automatic license suspension because of your test score.
I know that, Your Honor.
Okay. June the 9th will be your next hearing at 10 o'clock. I'm entering a not guilty plea for you. I'll let you sign a $2,000 signature bond. And I'll put down that you're going to hire an attorney.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Jeffrey A. Spillman, case number TRC 235317, A and B. Excuse me, that's 537.
You're Jeffrey Spillman?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Spillman, it's alleged that on May the 14th at 1:53 a.m. in the village of South Point, you were operating a vehicle while being under the influence of alcohol, and that you took a breath test and tested 13 on the breath test. And it's alleged you've had a prior in the look-back period, so that makes it a second offense. The test score of 13 is over the per se level. Do you understand that? I just explained it.
Yes.
I'll go over it again if you want me to.
I understand.
The maximum penalty on a second offense is 6 months in jail, $1,625 fine, and a 5-year license suspension. The minimum penalty is 10 days in jail, $125 fine, and a 1-year license suspension. There could be an impoundment of the vehicle, that would come into play here because the state's alleging that the vehicle is titled in your name, so if it.
Yes, Your Honor, that's also in my spouse's name, and that's their main way to and from work is that vehicle, and their keys and everything for their job is inside that vehicle, and it's already impounded.
Okay, well, that's something we're going to need to deal with on motions. Are you working? Do you have a job?
Yes, I work 6 days a week.
What do you do?
I'm the general manager for Sabaros in Huntington Mall.
Okay, do you want me to consider you for a court-appointed lawyer, or do you want?
I have a lawyer, Randy with Lambert's office will be representing me. I think he said he has court here on the 22nd, if you could do that.
Okay, we'll set it May 22nd. You'll need to talk to him about getting the vehicle released because it's under an automatic impoundment with the test score.
Okay, Your Honor.
I'll set it for pre-trial that day. He can file a motion that
Okay.
will be heard that day too if he thinks there's grounds for getting it released. I'm entering a not guilty plea for you. And you can sign a $2,000 signature bond. Any questions, sir?
Would I need to like get with my lawyer as far as trying to see if I can get like a work permit to be able to go to and from work?
Yes, just say on a second offense, that's very difficult, but
Uh-huh.
yeah, you need to talk to him.
Okay, all right, thank you.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio recalls Dale M. Thompson, case number CRB 23237.
All right, sir, you Dale Thompson?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Thompson, you have a charge filed alleging that you allowed dogs to run at large in Rome Township, March 23rd of 2023, that you were the owner or keeper of a dangerous or vicious dog that, as that's defined in the revised code, and you failed to confine it in a lock pen, a fence, a locked enclosure. So that's a 4th degree misdemeanor, maximum penalty is 30 days in jail, $250 fine. Do you understand the charge, sir?
Excuse me, sir, say, what day was this supposed to have been?
March 23rd.
No, sir.
So you want to enter a not guilty plea?
Yes, sir.
Do you wish to be considered for a court-appointed lawyer?
Well, I guess, I don't remember none of that nature, sir.
Do you have a job?
No, sir, I'm a disabled veteran, sir.
So do you have a monthly income?
Yes, I do, sir.
How much is that?
Ooh, 3,600.
Okay, well, you may not be getting a court-appointed lawyer depends on your income.
Okay.
So do you have dependents? Do you have anybody you're supporting?
My dogs.
Okay. Well, I can't appoint a lawyer for you because you make too much money.
Okay.
You can hire one, but I can't appoint one.
Or do I really need one for that?
That's up to you.
I mean,
it is a jailable offense.
I mean, if, is there any, evidence of this for that? I mean, is there any videos or anything of that nature?
I don't know, sir. I don't make up the charges. I don't file the charges.
I don't say that there's no, evidence of videos or anything. I mean, I like a bill of, what do you call it,
The prosecutor's job to file the charges and get the evidence.
Yes, sir.
I don't do that. I judge it.
Okay.
Based on what's presented to me.
Yeah, well, that's.
So they may not be able to prove the case. but
That's
I don't
right,
know
that's
that.
what I'm saying. I mean, they have to prove that, sir.
Okay, well, you can have a lawyer
Especially
if
a
you want
vicious
one.
dog. I don't have no vicious dogs at all.
That'll be up to you. I'm gonna set your next hearing for May 26th.
May the 26th?
That's a Friday.
Okay.
Or would you help him write that down, put it on that, we'll put it on a form for you.
Okay,
You gotta be
sir.
back here May 26th at 10 o'clock. If you want a lawyer, that's up to you. You can have a lawyer here or not, or you can represent yourself.
Yes, sir. $10 o'clock?
10 o'clock, May 26th.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
You have a wonderful day.
You too.
State of Ohio versus Andrew Smith, case number CRB 17926, CRB 18605, CRB 18850, CRA 181078.
And you're Andrew Smith.
Yes.
And it looks like you'd missed a hearing back in April of 2019. Is that right?
Yeah, I guess, I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, you came in today because of that, to get the warrant withdrawn.
Yeah.
And it looks like you paid some on your past due amounts. But you still have some amounts that are that you haven't finished.
Yeah, that's what she was telling me about earlier.
Okay, so what I'll do, I'll cancel the warrant since you came in on your own and turned yourself in. You will have, well, let's do this. Do you have an explanation for not coming back in 2019?
No, I forgot about the court coming up.
Okay, I'll cancel the warrant. I'll put you back on a reinstatement. You'll have a bench warrant fee that got issued when you failed to appear before. You'll have to pay that.
Okay.
Your next hearing is going to be June 16th. So, let me change that. That's already got too many cases on it for review. Let's make it June 12th. That's a Monday, so we'll keep it on Mondays. June 12th will be your next hearing.
Okay.
All right, June 12th, 9 a.m. is your review. Keep making payments. It looks like all your community service is done, but you can do extra community service and get credit toward your fine if you can't afford to pay.
All right.
Okay, any questions?
No.
Okay, that's all.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Thais Williams, case number CRA 15691.
Thais Williams. All right, ma'am, are you Thais Williams?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Williams, it's alleged that March the 16th, this is an old case, March 16, 2015, without the express or implied consent of another person, you used their identification to hold yourself out as that other person. So that's identity fraud. It's a felony of the 5th degree. Maximum penalty is a year in jail, $2,500 fine. Do you understand the charge?
I do. Can I speak freely?
Well, I'm going to see about appointing you a lawyer. I think that's the best way to go. It's a serious charge. Do you have the money to hire a lawyer?
I do not.
Do you have a job?
I do not.
Okay. I'll appoint Roger Smith. We'll let you talk to a lawyer today, and maybe you can stick around and try to get this resolved today after you talk with him.
No, ma'am. Sit down, please.
Mr. Smith, this
Yes.
is Thais Williams. She has a felony 5 identity fraud that's old from 2015.
Okay.
And she lives out of the area, I think, Cincinnati.
Yes, sir. No, I don't live in Cincinnati. I haven't lived anywhere in Ohio for over 8 years.
Where do you live now?
I live in Virginia.
Virginia?
Yes, I just drove here.
Okay, so I think she would like to try to get something resolved on it today. So if you could talk with her, and then I'll recall it later in the docket. I'm not gonna set bond or anything at this point.
May I borrow your file, Judge?
You may.
State of Ohio versus Jamil Cruz Santiago.
Case number 23-528. And sir, you're Mr. Cruz Santiago?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Santiago, it's alleged on May 13, 2023 at 3:14 a.m. in Fayette Township, you were operating a vehicle while you were under the influence of alcohol, that you took a breath test and tested 11 on the breath test. It's alleged to be your first offense. The per se level under Ohio law is 8, and the state's saying you tested 11. So what that means is if the state considers compliance with the rules for giving the test, then there's going to be a presumption that you were impaired because you tested more than 8 on the test. You're also charged with speeding, driving 75 in a 55 zone. That's a non-jailable offense. Maximum penalty is a $150 fine. And then the last charge is driving out of your lane. It's alleged that there's more than one, that you drove outside your lane. Maximum penalty for that is a $150 fine. And then there's also a turn signal violation. That's a minor misdemeanor. Maximum penalty is a $150 fine. Do you understand these charges?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you understand your rights?
I do, Your Honor.
How do you wish to plead?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
Do you wish to have a lawyer appointed to represent you?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're appearing in uniform, so I assume are you in a reserve?
I'm
unit
active
or-
duty, Your Honor.
Active duty?
Yes,
Okay.
Your Honor.
What's your level of income?
What's that, Your Honor?
I have to determine your gross annual income. Do you know what that is?
Well, monthly is around 3,700, Your Honor.
Do you have children?
I do not, Your Honor.
Okay, well, I can't appoint a lawyer for you then because you're making too much money.
It's okay, Your Honor. I will get my own attorney, Your Honor.
Okay. Are you living local?
May I have a minute with him, Your Honor?
Sure.
More representation? Your Honor, I'll be representing him.
All right, Mr. Haslam will represent Mr. Santiago. I'm entering a not guilty plea for him. He can sign a $1,000 signature bond. Is he local or is he just here shortly?
Where are you based?
I'm in Scott Depot, West Virginia. My base is at Cross Lane, 321st Battalion.
So I'm probably looking in June. Then do you have a preference for a hearing date? Kind of looking at the 9th or after of June.
I would be at the end of June, Your Honor,
Okay?
at the earliest.
How about the last week, the 26th or the 30th, either one are fine?
I can do the 26th, Your Honor.
All right, June 26th will be the next hearing. Be a pretrial at 10 a.m. Not guilty plea is in.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio recalls Jerron Penn, case number TRC 22-859 A and B.
All right, Mr. Penn is appearing by teleconference. He was here this morning and looks like he paid on his fines. And Mr. Penn, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, man.
Okay. Have you attended the driver intervention program?
No, Your Honor, I attempted to contact him just about every week since the last one today via phone call. I never seem to get through to anyone from Spectrum in order to try to set up and arrange the class.
Well, there's a good reason for that. They are, well, if they're not out of business, they will be out of business shortly. So, okay. So the closest driver intervention program now is going to be in Souda County. So, where do you live, sir?
Currently located in Beckley, West Virginia.
Okay. Well, you don't have to go to one here in this county. You can go to any approved program in the state of Ohio. So if there's a program that's closer to Beckley, you can go to that. You can go, the bigger cities have multiple ones. But that's something that'll have to be, that has to be done to finish your case.
Yes, sir. After the proceedings of this court hearing, I will, I guess I'll have to jump on the internet and had one that you could, just reference me real quick, and I can contact them.
Well, I don't have, you can, I don't have them right here in front of me. There's one in Scioto County, which for people locally, that's who we're referring to. But as I said, you can go to any 3-day driver intervention program that's approved by the state of Ohio. And I'm sure you can find, you can shop them on the internet, because I think there's a different price on, they're not all the same price, so you might want to look at that too. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'll give you a couple months to get that done. If you get it done, then you don't have to come back.
Yes, sir, I will, hopefully by the end of this day, be in contact with them, and I'll go ahead and have that arranged, and, like I said, as soon as possible.
All right, so your case is a 22 case, and you've done everything else. So July 14 is going to be your next review hearing. So if you get that class done and make sure they submit it to the court, check with your probation officer. If he tells you that it's been submitted, and yes, then that'll be all you've got left to do. You won't have to come for the hearing. Okay, any questions? Do you have any questions, sir?
Oh, I'm sorry, no.
Okay, all right, that's all. You're welcome.
State of Ohio recalls Danielle Summers, case number TRC 212640, A, B, and C.
Okay, that's good. Good drug screen. Okay, it says you're compliant, but there's still things you're working on.
Yes.
And you still owe some fines and costs. Do you have a payment on those?
Can I make a payment next time, Your Honor? The reason is, I'm filing a motion to get custody back of my son.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, we'll work with you. It looks like you're back on the right track now. I'll set your next hearing for June 19th. Okay.
June 10th.
Okay, it won't be the 19th. That's actually a holiday, a new holiday. We could do the 20th. That's a Tuesday. Can you be here then?
Yes.
All right, June 20th,
Thank you, Your Honor.
9 o'clock, June 20th.
Thank you. Thank you.
State of Ohio recalls Sarah A. Woods, case number CRB 22326, CRB 21686.
Your Honor, Ms. Woods is at a medical appointment that could not be rescheduled. That's the reason why she's not appearing today.
Okay.
I also have her through common pleas on an ankle monitor.
And she's inpatient, correct?
She is.
Do you have something on?
From hometown recovery, she was supposed to go there, she didn't appear tonight.
Okay. Now, is Common Pleas on board with her being at Bethesda?
They are. They're actually the ones that gave her to me.
Okay. Okay, well that was last year she was supposed to go there. So. All right, I'll approve her being at Bethesda. She's been at hometown recovery too, so she's jumped around.
She has an ankle monitor on. She's actually doing really well currently. That can change quickly.
Oh, I understand that. So, let's have her back on June 9th.
June 9th.
Yeah, June 9th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio recalls Casey A. Barker, who's scheduled for review this morning, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Mr. Barker is here. I was worried about you.
Yep, I'm here.
Okay.
I was a little late. Work held me up.
What happened to your finger?
I smashed it at work. Got a picture here I want to show you.
Okay.
Got my own place.
Did you get his finger? And you're at, are you still seeing Riverside? Or what's
Nope.
going on?
Nope. Been completed there for about a year now.
Okay. And where's this located?
Ironton.
That looks pretty nice. Okay, I'll cancel warrants.
Thank you.
Are you paying anything on your?
Yeah, I have $20 today.
All right. See the clerk, make your payment, and I'll set your next hearing for, now, with your work schedule, what's the best days to be here?
Either way.
Okay.
Friday or Monday don't work.
I'll make it June 23rd. Okay. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, we're going to go to the jail to do some teleconferences.
Your Honor, first on my list was Andrew Curry, but I don't have his folder yet. I'm not sure who that is in the chair.
All right, who do we have at the jail sitting in the chair now?
Andrew Curry.
Okay, we'll have to bring you back. We don't have the paperwork on your case yet, so we'll have to put him back. We'll have him out when we get the paperwork on it.
State of Ohio versus Douglas M. Dillon, case number TRD 21-2133. William Harris is on deck.
So are you Douglas Dillon? Can you hear me, Mr. Dillon?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Let me turn on the recording. Okay, this is a no operator's license that you got in October of 2021, and so as you missed a review hearing on June 10th of 2022, and a warrant's been outstanding since then. It looks like you got arrested on the warrant.
Yes, Your Honor.
When did that happen?
Saturday afternoon, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you have any other charges, or is this it?
I believe I have Ironton Municipal Court this afternoon, Your Honor.
Okay. Is that a new charge or an old charge?
I believe a new charge, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, you still have, according to the record I'm showing, you've got, you paid your fines and costs, but when you didn't appear and you had 3 days of community service to do, which I'm showing that you never did, you got a warrant. So now you've got a warrant fee of $50 and you've got still 3 days of community service to do. But let's back up to the review hearing. Do you admit or do you deny you missed your review hearing June 10th of 2022?
I believe I did miss it, Your Honor.
Do you have an explanation for missing?
Yes, Your Honor, I still,
Okay. Well, I guess I should say a good reason for missing the hearing. You know, that's not a good, forgetting is not a good reason to miss a hearing, so. I don't know how, we'll probably make it differently. I I think if I missed something, could go to jail, I wouldn't forget it. Because jail's pretty terrible, isn't it?
Yes, Your Honor.
It's to be avoided. At all costs, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
It's not good for your employment either. You are working?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Where are you living now?
Ironton, Your Honor.
Okay, well, you're back here. Are you from Ironton originally?
No, Your Honor, from Chesapeake.
Okay, well, I had you living in St. Albans at one time, but you're back in Ohio?
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, you gotta get this stuff done. I'm assuming you'd rather do community service than lay in jail, wouldn't you?
Yes, Your Honor.
I mean, I would.
Absolutely, Your Honor.
Okay, well, you gotta act like it. I mean, it's been a year and you haven't done anything on your case. So, I'll sentence you to time served for contempt for not coming to your hearing. And well, you'll have to deal with Ironton Municipal. I don't know what they'll do, but I'm gonna release you. Now, you gotta get Judge Waldo. You gotta talk to him, and I don't know what he'll do. I don't know what your case is. But then, once you get out, you got this you gotta take care of. So you got $50 you owe, and you got 3 days of community service. You can do the community service here at the court any day but Sunday or a holiday. Okay, at 7:30 a.m. You gotta show up at 7:30, which is early. Really early for a lot of people. Not for me, but it is for a lot of people. So you gotta get here, set the alarm clock, get here, 7:30. It's not scraping grease from under the mill, so it's not that hard, but you gotta show up.
Yes, Your Honor. I look forward to it.
So I'll give you a little over a month before your next hearing. Let's make it June 23rd, 9 a.m. So that's the 4th Friday in June. You got to come to the court unless you get everything done. If you do your 3 days community service, pay your $50 fee, you don't have to show up because that's all you got left. If you don't show up, I'm going to issue a warrant and we'll go through this whole process again. Okay, so have a little fear. I'd be scared. I'd be scared of going to jail. A lot of people act like they're not scared of going to jail. I would be, because I've just visited there. I've never spent the night, but I would not want to spend the night there. Okay, you're going to get out from my holder today, but you got to deal with Judge Waldo too.
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
All right, good luck. Take care of this.
State of Ohio versus William R. Harris II. Case number CRA 23290. And Anthony Walker is on deck.
Sir, are you William L. Harris II?
Yes, sir.
I'm Judge Capper, and this is a hearing at Lawrence County Municipal Court by teleconference on a warrant out of Common Pleas Court from Allen County, Ohio, which I understand to be in Lima, Ohio. So that's like a whole different state from here.
Yes, sir.
So you are charged with aggravated possession of drugs, and they want you sent there on this warrant. So what this is called is a Rule 4 hearing. Whenever you are sought by a county that doesn't touch the county where you are, if this was Scioto County or Gowdy County, we wouldn't even have this hearing. They would just send you to that hearing. But when it's a hearing when it's a county that's more removed, I guess the whole idea is not to send the wrong person to that county. So that's what the hearing is about. Are you the person being sought? You can have an attorney represent you on that hearing, You can waive that and say, yes, I am the person. You're not admitting that you did what they alleged, but see, I can't judge whether you did or didn't do the crime they're charging you with in this county. I can only decide whether you're the person being sought, and I should send you there. So, do you want to have a Rule 4 hearing on whether you're the William Harris that Allen County wants, or do you want to waive that?
I'll waive that, sir.
Okay.
On that charge, you said it was a drug. I thought it was a flooding assault, felony assault.
Well, that would be worse. I don't have that. I mean, I can't tell you that they don't have that charge there, but that's not what they sent me. This is an indictment on aggravated possession of drugs, a felony 5, and it's a case number of 2022, September of 2022, so last fall. And it's alleging the date of the offense was June 15th of 2022, so about a year ago. That you knowingly were in possession of a controlled substance, being methadone.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So that's what the charge is. What I'm going to do, I'll set a bond, and if you can post the bond, I'll let you go turn yourself in Lima. If you can't post the bond, then I'll give them a time frame in which they have to come pick you up and go back to Lima. Okay, so I'm going to set your bond at $5,000 cash or surety, which means you can, if you got $5,000 cash, you can post it with the clerk. You get it all back as long as you go up to Lima and turn yourself in. If you can't post the $5,000, you can use a bail bondsman. They're usually going to charge you 10%, but you lose the 10%, then I'll give you probably a week to go turn yourself in. Or we can just say, you're not going to post bond, and I'll give Allen County authorities a time frame in which they have to come get you. How do you want to proceed? Okay, so just tell them to start making their way down here.
Yeah, but I thought they were going to pick me up.
No, they wouldn't do it until after this is concluded, so. But the jailer's listening in, you can go ahead and notify Allen County that he's waiving the Rule 4 and is not posting bonds, so they should start making arrangements to get here to pick him up. So I'm going to say you're not going to post bond. So that starts the clock on them. And I'll give them this week to pick you up. So I'm going to say they need to pick you up by Friday at 8 a.m. So that's May 19th. And if they can't get here by then, they'll have to ask for more time and give a good reason. So if you're still in the jail Friday at 10 a.m., I'll see you again by teleconference, and we'll try to figure out why you're still in the jail. You should be in Lima by then. Do you have any questions, sir? Okay, guess he doesn't then. So we'll need to send this waiver down.
State of Ohio versus Anthony Walker, case number CRB 23289. Tony Walters is on deck.
Sir, are you Anthony Walker? All right, Mr. Walker, I'm Judge Capper at the Lawrence County Municipal Court. This is your arraignment hearing by teleconference. You have a right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything, but if you do say something, it's all going on the record. It could be used against you. You have a right to have an attorney, to have one appointed if you can't afford one, to have bail, to make the state prove any charge beyond a reasonable doubt. Your charge was faxed down to the jail this morning at 9:55 a.m. and it's a theft offense from Walmart. It alleges that on May 13, you tried to defraud Walmart of property without their consent. It's a first-degree misdemeanor. Maximum penalty 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. Do you understand the charge? Do you understand the rights you have as a defendant? How do you plead to this charge? Guilty means you're admitting it's true and you're waiving your rights to have a trial and have a lawyer on the charge. Do you understand that? Okay, do you want a lawyer appointed? Do you have a job? And where do you live, sir?
I live in Huntington.
What's the address?
It's the Route 75, Huntington, West Virginia, 25704.
Is there a box number or anything like that?
Just the apartment complex, got an apartment name.
What's the name of the apartment?
Route 75 apartments.
Okay, let's have Mr. Gill come in on bond. This is Anthony Walker. He has an out-of-state address. He's got a misdemeanor theft from Walmart offense. I wonder what the state's position is on bond.
A minimum bond, $1,000 cash assured bond.
I'll set bond at $1,000 cash assured. Is that a bond you think you could post?
I don't know anybody that's
Would there be some other reason why he's in jail?
I don't, good question, I don't know.
Yeah, Your Honor, on the full jail list today, it said motor vehicle theft. And I'm not sure what that is.
Okay, maybe we don't have all the charges yet. All right, at this point, I'm going to set $1,000 cash or surety bond, so, and you say you're not working?
Not right now, no.
I'll appoint Mr. Stratton to represent you. He's in the courtroom and he's seen this arraignment, so I guess it's possible there could be some other charges coming.
I'll find out, but it might be he's being held on something that's not
In
related.
another court.
Yeah.
I'll find out. Did you want to recall it, Your Honor, or just want to set?
Well, if he's going to be in jail, I'll try to set it sooner than later. I guess we can just go ahead and do that.
Why don't we just set it for Friday if possible, Your Honor? That would be the best.
What's the state's position?
We don't suppose that.
Okay.
And I'll find
It's
out
gonna be a
if,
busy Friday.
and I'll find out if there's an additional charge or.
All right, I'm setting your next hearing, Mr. Walker, for this coming Friday, May the 19th, for a pretrial at 10 o'clock. Mr. Stratton's going to be your lawyer.
All right, I'll do it.
State of Ohio versus Tony Walters, case number CRB 2354. Justin Stapleton is on deck.
She was at Riverside, so we have a report.
Your Honor, she never reported first up.
Okay. All right, you're Tony Walters.
Yes.
Ms. Walters, you missed a review hearing on April 21st, and you had been ordered to go to Riverside for some counseling, and their time you never showed up.
Yeah, I know, I'm sorry, sir, I've been sick, basic, my nephews.
You still live in Chesapeake?
Yes, sir.
And you haven't
I called
done,
them.
you haven't done anything on your case either, doesn't look like.
No, I haven't, I've been trying to babysit my nephews, they're under age, and that's all they got hurt.
Is it still 40 Township Road 124?
Yes.
Is that in the village? Where is that?
It's right across from Chesapeake Library.
Okay, well, you're real close. You could walk here.
Yes. Yes, not right now, I can't.
No, you got transported. How'd you get picked up on the warrant?
I don't know, they came Saturday night to pick us up.
At your house?
Yes.
Okay. Well, what's it gonna take to get, you could walk to Riverside too. They're right down the street the other direction. Because you tested dirty for cocaine when you were here before.
Yes.
So that's why I ordered you to go to treatment.
And, I'm sorry, sir, I'd like to have this time picked up by two younger nephews.
Your Honor, she will call and reschedule. We can provide transportation.
They'll even come and get you. I mean, it's like 4 blocks. But if you don't think you can walk 4 blocks, then they'll come and get you and take you to treatment.
I can walk this, yes, I can walk.
You know where Riverside is?
The one in Chesapeake,
Yeah.
yeah, website David, I think.
Beside what?
Dave's
Got
gas
David, gas station.
Oh, yeah. Yep, that's it. Used to be the Tradewell. Jesse's is next door, so they can really, nobody but Margaret and Ron even know what I'm talking about. Back when Chesapeake was a big city. Okay, you gotta get this done. I don't wanna see you laying around in jail, but, taking care of your nephews is a good thing, but it doesn't trump this. Okay, this comes first. You gotta tell your niece, nephew, or whoever it is, hey, I got stuff at court I gotta do, so I can't do this on this, I gotta make some time to get this stuff done.
Okay.
So it's not an excuse. As you can see, it landed you in jail.
I see that.
You don't wanna stay there, do you?
No, sir, I don't.
Well, start acting like you don't want to stay there and do what you're supposed to do. Because that's what's going to happen. That's the only thing I can do. I mean, I only have a few options.
Okay.
A few hundred years ago, they had the public stocks. Do you know what that is? They put it out in front of the courthouse. You'd have to stand there all day with your hands and your head sticking out. People come by, throw tomatoes at you, stuff like that. That was really cheap punishment, but we did away with that a long time ago. So the point is, the only thing I can do, if you won't do the other things, the only thing I can do is make you go to jail. Yeah, all you gotta do is some community service and go to treatment, but you're not doing it, so the only option you've got is jail. And jail's not doing you any good, or me any good, or the community any good. You're just taking up space and we're having to feed you, and you don't belong there. You just need to get your drug issues dealt with and do what you're supposed to do and stay out of jail. Okay. So I'm going to order you released. I'm going to give you another hearing date, and this is serious. You got to show up, and you got to come to your hearing date, and you got to go to Riverside for counseling. And if you don't, then the only thing I can do is put you in jail, which I don't want to do. But you're forcing my hand. Okay, let's make it the last day of June. You got to be back in court. June 30th. That's a Friday. So don't forget, because we're not going to forget. If you don't show up, you'll get a warrant. You know, at some point I'll just have to say, okay, I'll write her off. She's not going to do it. Just lay it out in jail. I don't want to do that. Okay, so you're going to act like you're afraid of going to jail. You weren't too afraid because you didn't do anything. You didn't do anything you were ordered to do. So that tells me you weren't too afraid of going to jail. Or you didn't think I would put you in jail. I'm not, you know, this is not 7th grade math, where it's like, well, I don't want to do my math homework, and really not much is going to happen to me if I don't do my math homework. You look like you're almost old enough to remember back when kids got busted in school. I was scared to death of getting busted, because they take you out in the hall and paddle you, and it sounded like they were killing you. The whole school could hear it. Now, kids have no fear, because nothing happens to them. If they don't do what they're supposed to, Mom and Dad will come and fight for them at school, rather than get on them at home. Okay, enough of that rant. But you got to take care of what you got to do. You got to be back here June 30th, or you will go to jail. Okay.
State of Ohio versus Justin Stapleton, case number CR 823-288, TRD 22-1021 A and B, TRD 21-695. Kelly Doss is on deck.
Okay, sir, you're Justin Stapleton?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Okay, you've got some old cases and you've got a new case. And the new one is actually away from here. It's in Ashland Municipal Court. There's a warrant for, well, it's a Justin E. Stapleton. So that's the whole issue. Is this you or not? It's on a failure to appear. And
Your Honor, I think someone stole my identity or something like that. I've been up there for a long time.
okay, well, maybe you need to contest it then, because this was filed, the date on it is March of 2023. So do you want a lawyer to contest this? Are you working? Do you have a job?
Yes, sir, I have a job.
Where do you work?
5 hours construction employment.
Are you paid by the hour? How much per hour?
$10 an hour.
Okay, well, you're eligible for a court-appointed lawyer, so why don't we just appoint you a lawyer? Because, I mean, I'm not saying that that's what happened, but I've had other situations where somebody's stolen somebody's identity. So it could happen. And then, now it's alleged that you missed a hearing here in this court January 31st of '23, and that was on a driving without a license. Yeah, you got 2 traffic charges that Celeste you failed to appear on here in this court, so I'll go ahead and appoint Mr. Thompson to represent you. He's here, so we'll get him in the courtroom, get him up to speed, then we'll decide how we're going to proceed. Mr. Thompson, this is Justin Stapleton. He's got a warrant. Well, there's a warrant for a Justin Stapleton out of Ashland Municipal Court, Ashland, Ohio. He says he doesn't think that's him. He thinks maybe somebody stole his identity. And then he's got a couple traffic cases here that he failed to appear for on review hearings. So, I feel like we're going to need to have some kind of bond since you didn't appear before. So I'm going to set bond $1,000 cash or surety. Is that a bond you think you could post?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. You want to talk to Mr. Sowards then? You want to talk to the bail bondsman?
Is that 10% or?
No, it's not 10%. Now, you can post the full 1,000 and you get it all back, or you can use a bail bondsman and he's going to charge you whatever he's going to charge you. I think it's $150, but you don't get that back.
The 150, I don't get it back, but.
Or you can post 1,000 and you get it all back if you show up.
I can post it all.
Okay. So when do you want to set the next hearing then, Mr. Thompson?
Can we have it for like a month out? Give me time to get some stuff together.
Mr. Thompson?
A month out.
I don't know if we'll get, well, the docket's actually pretty busy, so I can go pretty close to a month. And you're sure you're going to post bond? I don't want you sitting in jail that long.
If I can get a hold of someone, I can post bond. I just got to get it to the bank. I got the money in the bank.
Okay. Do you have somebody you want Mr. Thompson to call? Your lawyer? He's right here.
Can you call Jacob Burns? I can give him the phone number.
He's listening. He's writing down as you speak.
740-534-3215.
Okay. He's got that. Anything else you want, Mr. Thompson?
No.
Do you have a phone number for him, or? How about
Yes,
you?
that would be good.
Do you have a cell number yourself, or a number?
I have a cell phone number.
Why don't you give that to your lawyer too?
Yes, sir. 740-744-5235.
5235.
No, 5225.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's look at, you want Mondays, right? June the 12th or June 19th, will either of those work?
June 19th.
Oh, yeah, I keep forgetting. That's Juneteenth.
June 12th.
June 12th, all right. June 12th, Mr. Stapleton is going to be your next hearing for everything in this court. So June 12th, a Monday. Do you have any questions, Mr. Stapleton?
No, sir. What do I do about getting my bill or my bond posted? My attorney will get in touch with someone.
He's going to call that guy you suggested and tell him what the bond is, and then he'll need to, either he can come to the clerk's office and post the whole thing, or he can get a bail bondsman to post a surety bond.
Your Honor, if it is a cash bond, there's a $25 bail bond fee you have to collect that gets remitted to the state.
Okay, so it would be $1,025 if you post cash.
And this gentleman will come here to do that?
Yes. after hours, he can use the clerk, bond clerk.
Yes.
Okay, that's all.
State of Ohio versus Kelly Doss, case number CRB 22694, CRB 22671 A, B, and C, CRA 22670. Andrew Curry is on deck.
All right, Kelly Doss is set for a review hearing. What are you doing in jail?
You know, the death code you forgot last year,
The what?
they indicted me on it.
Okay, so you're in jail over something for common pleas. And Mr. Smith is your attorney. Roger Smith, is he in the conference room? Yeah. Mr. Smith.
There's Kelly, okay.
Kelly Doss, I guess he's in jail on an indictment now?
He was in jail, he's supposed to be going to STAR.
Okay.
Did you have a bed date, Kelly?
I'm back.
Oh, you got kicked out of STAR? I didn't know that, Judge.
Will you be representing him then?
I probably will, I can't imagine, I usually do on the common pleas.
Well, can we add
Yes.
try to do a package
Yes.
deal? So I'll reappoint you, he's got 2 misdemeanors here. I'll reappoint you on, and have you been to common pleas yet? And it's not gonna be this week, right? We want to
I
do
know,
this week.
Judge Bowder, I know, is not there. I'm not sure about Judge Finley, but I know Judge Bowder's not there. It'd probably be the 24th, Kelly.
Okay, I didn't think you was good.
Well, okay, I thought you were at STAR. I'll talk to you. I'll be,
So come back the 26th?
we'll be fine, Judge. Yes, I can do that.
All right. Mr. Doss, I'll see you on May 26th, because you're not gonna be in common pleas till probably the 24th.
That sounds right. I'll come talk to you. Are they keeping you there? They send you to Butler County, do you know?
I guess, they're not keeping me here, so I do like to work my employees when they're out. As far as they know, yeah.
Okay. I'll come talk to you.
All right, I'll see you.
I'll see you. All right.
State of Ohio versus Andrew Curry, case number CRB 23291 and CRB 2361. Alyssa Hewlett is on deck, Jailer, and Alicia Spears will be after that.
Okay, sir, you're Andrew Curry. I have your paperwork, Mr. Curry. It was faxed to the jail this morning at 10:17 a.m. And to observe your rights, you have a right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything. If you do, though, it could be used against you. You have a right to have an attorney, to have one appointed. If you can't afford one, you have bond, and to make the state prove any charge beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand those rights you have? The charge that's filed against you is obstructing official business, and it alleges on May the 14th of 2023 in Union Township, without the right to do so, you purposely prevented, obstructed, or delayed a public official in the performance of their official duties. That is a second-degree misdemeanor, maximum penalty 90 days in jail, $750 fine. Do you understand that charge? Well, let me look at the affidavit, see what it says. Oh, it says that you, on May the 14th, did flee from Chief Salmons while he was conducting an investigation regarding a theft, and that he was trying to serve you with papers at the time. So that was the basis for that. you fleeing, and then you've got some old cases. Mr. Steyer was representing on 2361, and it's alleged you failed to appear for a pretrial in April 28th. That was a theft from Walmart charge. And then 22-351, same thing. It was a pretrial. Celeste, you missed the hearing April 28th. And that was a theft offense, but against, the complaining party was a private individual, not Walmart. So those are all the issues before the court right now. How do you plead to the obstructing official business? If you don't know what to do, you should enter a not guilty plea. Yes, I think he would probably agree with me.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'm entering a not guilty plea for you. And I'll appoint Mr. Steyer to represent you on these matters as well. So he was your attorney on these other matters that are still pending before the court. So I think we're going to need a bond now. State's position on the bond.
We'd ask for a $5,000 cash surety bond.
Your Honor, may I ask if there's an amount that he thinks he could actually meet on a bond?
You think you can post a bond?
Do you come up with $150?
Oh, yeah, I don't know what to come up with, I don't know how to know right now, I do Garfield, I got stuff I can sell, but I have no way to sell it.
Well, Your Honor, while I recognize that at this point a cash surety bond is probably what the court's going to order, I would ask that it be minimal so that we have a chance of him getting it, even though it doesn't sound like that's going to be the best chance.
I've got another idea.
I think Mr. Sowers would go after him for $150 as much as he would for $500.
He's got 1 day in jail in already. He's got 2 prior theft charges that he was already in court on. He didn't show up for court on April the 28th, and now this happened. So if he were to serve 4 more days in jail and get an additional 25 days suspended, that would be our recommendation if he pled guilty to everything.
Do you want to talk to him about that?
Well, did you hear what he was saying there? Basically, he spent 4 more days with, could you not hear?
I ain't paying out on it.
There's restitution on CRB 22-351, which was paid prior to sentencing.
Oh, how much was that?
$600.
Oh, yeah.
There's restitution too, $600 and some dollars.
The suggestion was 30 days in jail, 25 suspended, credit for the one you've already served. You would serve 4 more days and then you would get out. You would have to pay restitution and you would be on probation. You can do that now and wipe out all cases.
I'll take it.
And in that case, Your Honor, we would change the plea to guilty
Okay.
on all charges.
Got a deal.
4 more days, right?
Assuming nothing else is holding you.
Well, that's going to be the recommendation, so. All right, so it's my understanding Mr. Curry wants to enter a plea of guilty to the obstructing and to the 2 prior theft offenses. Is that correct, Mr. Stoddard?
It is, Your Honor.
And do you agree with that, Mr. Curry?
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to say, or Mr. Steyer will tell you no?
I would usually advise that it's rarely helpful.
It's a voice of experience, but sometimes you never know. It might be something really enlightening and.
I'm not going to say it's never happened, but far more often people have dug their hole deeper than they've pulled themselves out.
I'd say that's true. I'd say that's a true observation. Okay, so I'll go along with what's been recommended. So on each case, well, let's start with 22-351, which is the oldest one. This is the one with the restitution, all right? So the restitution is ordered $650. That's going to go to Kenneth Crabtree. It'll be a part of his order to pay that.
Your Honor.
Yes.
Can I interject something?
Sure.
We're really very interested in making sure that the restitution gets paid. And we would want him to have, if nothing else, regular review hearings for that purpose to make sure.
Started in a month then.
Yes, and even if the court just did a partial sentencing today of some sort. Because really, when it comes down to it, that becomes really paramount. The problem, I mean, I don't know what else to suggest, but I want him to feel as if he needs to get it paid, otherwise there's going to be some
He's going to have to have a big yard
consequences.
sale from what it sounds like.
Well, and that may well be. I hope it's with stuff that's not from somewhere else. But we would take it very seriously about, that being a term of his probation that he get paid.
Okay. Understood. On the, I'll impose a $100 fine to minimize what we're going to suck off of the restitution plus court costs. 30 days in jail, 25 suspended, credit for 1 day, so he's got to serve another 4 days. So credit 1. Credit 1 day, he's got 4 more to do. $650 in restitution, level 4 probation. Review hearing, June let's make it the day after Juneteenth. Finally hit my brain. Kept trying to set things for the 19th, and that's Juneteenth. So it'll be June 20th for review.
Can that be on the 10 o'clock docket so that we just want to make sure it gets paid?
I'll hold off one of these and make it a sentencing that day.
Okay.
So we'll put it at 10 o'clock.
And what day did we say, Your Honor? I'm sorry.
20th.
Oh.
It's a Tuesday.
June?
Yes.
I'm not here that week, Your Honor. That's my vacation.
You get a vacation?
I do.
Okay. Well, let's go to the next Monday then.
I'm actually gone Tuesday through Monday. I'll be here the Friday, though.
That
Now
seems
he's-
like an extra long vacation.
He's bragging now.
Well, we're closed on Monday, so I'm taking just 5 days off.
Okay.
But because of the weekend, it stretches into the next week.
Well, let's go back the other direction then.
I'm here the 16th.
Let's make it the 12th, because the 16th is already terrible.
I'm here that day as well, Your Honor.
June 12th.
So is this basically just sentence?
Yeah.
Will it be a review hearing, or do you want that so as a sentencing?
We can do it as a review, but I'm going to make the last one sentencing. So we'll keep it on the 10 o'clock. So June 12th for review. And it's 2361's next. $100 fine, court costs, 30 days jail, 25 suspended, credit for 1 day. I think there does need to be, let's make it 30 hours community service. Order, this is the Walmart theft, order to stay out of Walmart. And June 12th for review. And then the last one, the obstructing, I'll just set it as a sentencing, so we can have them on the regular docket, June 12th at 10 o'clock. Okay, you gotta be back here June 12th, get some money together on your restitution. What's that? $650 is what was requested.
So we talked about it. I found in the alley, the gas bill did.
Well, we can have a hearing on that. I think it was agreed to before though, wasn't it?
There was an agreement, there was discussion that if he paid that restitution, the case would possibly be dismissed, but the restitution wasn't paid. So I guess we didn't exactly agree that that was what was due. We were just willing to pay that to get rid of the case. So I don't know if that's exactly the same agreement. But unfortunately, the situation is, if you want to plead guilty and get this deal, you accept the restitution amount. If you want to fight the restitution amount, we'll maybe set you a little closer and you can wait in jail until we get to that day.
No, I'm good.
Okay. All right, the stands as ordered. That's all.
Special High versus Alyssa Hewlett, case number CRB 23-292, A and B. And Alicia Spears is on deck. Alicia Spears on deck.
Alyssa Hewlett, that's you, ma'am? I'm Judge Capper at Lawrence County Municipal Court in Chesapeake, and this is your hearing for arraignment on a theft offense. It's all being recorded, so what you say is going down on the record. It can be used against you if you admit something. You have a right to remain silent. Therefore, you don't have to say anything. You have a right to have an attorney. You have a right to have one appointed and to have bail to make the state prove this charge beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand those rights? The state's alleging that on May the 13th, at the Walmart in Fayette Township, you tried to deprive Walmart of property without their consent. It's a theft offense, maximum penalty, 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. Do you understand the charge? Then you've got a second charge, obstructing official business. It's alleged same date and time. Without the right to do so, you obstructed or hindered a public official in performance of their duties. That's a second degree misdemeanor. Maximum penalty is 90 days in jail, $750 fine. Do you understand that charge? I think it's for, looks like it's for giving a false name. So those are the two charges. Do you understand them? How do you wish to plead to these charges? And if you're not sure what to do, you should enter a not guilty plea. All right, I'll accept your plea. State, have anything on this you want to go over?
Would you like us to read a?
Yeah.
There. I saw Alyssa and Anthony. This is from Christopher Fields, who is, I guess, a loss prevention person at Walmart. Saw Alyssa and Anthony in menswear grab a few items and then stuff them into a backpack. They then walked past the point of sale without paying for them. And then on the obstructing, this is Deputy Riley. On this date, I was dispatched to Walmart for a shoplifter. I arrived and spoke with Walmart. Walmart brought in a male and a female to the office. The male was identified as Anthony Walker. Female did not have any identification on her. She told me her name was Alexis Hewitt. Dispatch advised that she could not get anything back in the female's name and date of birth. At that time, I placed both parties under arrest for theft. Walmart got their items back. Walmart advised that they were watching the two subjects on the sales floor. Anthony Walker was stuffing items inside a backpack that the female was wearing on her back. Once they were all done, the male and female went to the pharmacy side doors. Anthony then stopped and talked to the door greeter and distracted him while the female tried to walk out the door. That's when Walmart stopped them and escorted them to the front office. I then walked both parties out to my patrol car. At that time, Sergeant Hanshaw transported the female to the jail and I transported the male to the jail. Once at the jail, both the male and the female were in the Sally Port. That's when Alexis came clean, told us her real name is Alyssa Hewitt, same date of birth. The male was charged with theft. Female was charged with theft and falsification. Once inside the jail, Alyssa advised that around 2200 hours, she smoked crack. At 21:30, Alyssa stated she shot heroin. So our recommendation would certainly need to involve substance abuse intervention. She's been in jail, this is her second day in jail.
Are you detoxing, Ms. Hewitt? Are you pretty sick now? Can we get her in? You can detox her?
We don't do detox, but you can see yourself as a detox. I think TCC does detox and then ODP.
Foundations or ODP, do you want to check with them and see? Do you want to go to detox? Okay, I'm going to check and see what we can work out and try to get you there today. I'll have you back out once we're going to research that. When I get some information, I'll have you back out and we'll decide where you're going to go. Okay? All right, we'll recall you in a few minutes.
State of Ohio versus Alicia Spears, case number CRA 23250A and B, CRB 23251.
Judge, could we get Mr. Lehman to come in?
Mr. Who?
Do you mind waiting? Here he is.
Okay. All right, yes. Mr. Lehman's been working on this. I understand you've got something worked out with Sauter County.
Yes, Sauter County has already recalled her warrant for there. And I spoke with OVP and they have an opening and are ready whenever you make it work.
And she's going to go with an ankle monitor, right? So I'll order that she be released with an ankle monitor. On a $3,000 OR bond. And I think I had this discussion with you, but I think I need to have it again just to make sure you understand. If you cut the ankle monitor off, you're going to go to prison. You understand that, right?
Yes, sir.
And you're not going to cut your ankle monitor off. Just at least tell me that, because it's a real.
No, I'm not cutting it off.
That would be a really, really stupid thing to do.
Very stupid.
But we have people do it. Okay. So,
Has she already waived the grand jury on 23250?
yeah, I think we're doing this on the theft.
We kept the theft here so that we could, in case something like this happened where she didn't get out.
Yeah, we're doing it on the misdemeanor. So we'll need to get adult probation to get an ankle monitor on her. I think that can happen today.
I'll call and find out. I'm not 100% sure.
And then, let's see. Well, I've got it set for the 19th. Maybe with her, we need to keep it to the 19th. Okay, I'm going to see you in a week on the 19th to get just an update as to what you're doing. Yeah. Oh, that's this Friday. Okay. I'll see you Friday.
Friday.
All right, I'll be ready.
Please take the judge's advice to heart about cutting an ankle bracelet. There's no defense. You will go to prison for 3 years, and that's just on the ankle bracelet. That leaves your other issues untouched. Don't have any silly thoughts. Thank you. Thank you, Judge.
Okay, we'll come back. That's all we can do for now. We'll come back to Alyssa Hewitt after we get some information about detox. So we'll let you know here at the jail when we're ready to bring her back.
State of Ohio recalls Thais L. Williams, case number CRA 15691, Mr. Roger Smith's case.
I will need Mr. Smith in the courtroom.
She went to the restroom, Your Honor.
Okay. Have we got something worked out? or-
This state's going to acknowledge the judge, is my understanding.
I'm not sure that I can figure out what the deal is at this point, but it's been several years ago.
Almost
So,
8 years ago.
And she's come here on her own from, I guess, Virginia or something. So, we'll, and she's kind of young to be a oh, it's her. Oh, I know. You look like your mom a little bit. So anyway, we're just going to go ahead and dismiss the charges.
All right, state's agreeing to dismiss it, ma'am, so you're free to go.
Thank you.
Good luck. She can get a copy of the judgment entry from the clerk's office.
State of Ohio versus Cody Smith, case number CRV 23-210.
This is Mr. Stratton's case, Cody Smith.
I'm sorry, Your
Oh, this is
Honor.
on a motion that you probably don't know about. I think
Yeah.
this is the complaining parties making a motion to lift a restraining order, protection order. Is that correct, ma'am?
Yeah.
And you are Kayla Smith?
Yes.
And has anyone coerced you or forced you to do this?
No, sir.
Mr. Field?
He's an inpatient, so he's doing really good.
She says he's doing really good and inpatient, and she doesn't want the protection order anymore, so I don't guess there's any reason for us to try to stand in the way.
All right, based on your statements, ma'am, I'll drop the protection order.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Ethan R. Anderson, case number CRV 23-19.
It's Mr. Stratton's case for pretrial. Ethan.
He is here, Your Honor. Give me just a moment. My monitor's going off. I had to tell him where I was at. It's went off 3 times since I've been here.
Your Honor, Mr. Anderson has a pending felony case. We just asked this to be reset after his June 14th pretrial. I think it's pretrial.
Okay.
To get the status of that.
Okay. There, I see there's a report today. Is that right?
For Mr. Bertrand.
Yes.
Everything going okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Great. Thank you.
I think you have a trial date of July 10th.
Correct.
So is he still inpatient with your program or?
That's correct.
And is working now, right?
Yes.
Okay, it's a good report. And what was the date of the Next hearing, June 14th.
June
Call,
14th,
please.
yes. And not that 20th, Your Honor, I have a trial that 20th, I think.
June 16th.
Yes, 16th will be fine.
All right, next hearing here will be June 16th for pretrial.
16th?
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Christopher J. Blevins, case number CRB 2286, CRB 19439 A and B, PRC 21595 A and B, CRA 21162, CRB 21165 A and B.
Your Honor, Mr. Blevins is appearing by Blue Jeans today. And he's in sober living. He's been doing really well. We've been doing this for a while now, and he's had some hiccups, but he's on the right path. Has a full-time job. I think he's even going to school. So maybe it's something we could wrap up today.
See, still at Regal Recovery here.
Yeah.
No, Your Honor, he's not.
He's not.
Okay.
outpatient now?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Well,
Joey has not participated in a couple of weeks. We've tried to contact him, and his number says he's unavailable. I tried to call him again this morning.
Did you hear that, Mr. Roberts?
Yes, I was told, by staff to call and, about groups every evening. I called and, they told me that they would not have, they told me they would not have me do a video call with the group. And I did not receive a phone call after that. And that's the number.
okay. That might be a new number.
Where are you now, Mr. Blevins?
I think he's,
Yeah, where is here? Where are you? Physically, where are you? Why can't you be here in court?
it's like we're having a connection issue, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm going to order that you come to court today. Come to court, you got a hearing today, you need to be here.
He's freezing, I don't know whether.
I'll recall your case later in the docket. I mean, he's within 2 or 3 miles of here as we speak. So, he needs to get here.
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, that's it. You get here to court today, or you'll get a warrant. Those are your choices.
State of Ohio versus Lee Kipp, case number CRB 23211, CRB 21914.
Can you pay any of that restitution?
No, I can pay you Thursday. I'm in the middle of the job right now.
How much you gonna pay for?
Probably at least 80. Yeah. I got some solid work, so.
Okay, great.
Yeah. For once.
same path, and we'll agree to dismiss it in the future if he doesn't have any problems.
It's okay. It's all right.
So, Your Honor, I've spoken with Mr. Kipp's mother, who's here, and she says for the most part, he's actually been doing well. And he's participating in treatment, he's got a job, so those
Have
are...
you seen the report from today?
Well, actually, I didn't read it.
You need to read it.
Sir, may I speak? Or, I don't go to her side, I go to the one right up across from a new beginning.
What's it say?
On there for a week and a half now. It's doing a lot of sessions.
Okay.
Yeah, this is us. I don't know. I went to the beginning, they said they couldn't help me with the program. And they just told me to go up there, so I went up there and then.
You going to New Beginnings?
Yes, sir.
He's going to New Beginnings, Ronnie.
Yes, sir.
Do you have a report from them?
I can get you one, bring it back here before you guys get out here today, sir.
Well, I'd like to see him submit to a urine screen today. You willing to do that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's do that, and you come back out after you're done.
Yes, sir. I did go on my own, but
Yeah.
Okay.
all right, thank you, sir.
See where we are after you do a urine screen.
Yes, sir.
State of Ohio versus Stephen W. Daly, case number CRB 23242.
So, we're going to recall the case.
Mr. Haslam's case,
Who is this?
Stephen Daly.
Yeah, I know. Your Honor, we have reached out to the alleged victim a number of times and haven't gotten a response back. We haven't been able to leave messages because the voicemail is full. So our next step would be to attempt to subpoena the alleged victim. One thing that we have to be aware of is that this has a short, speedy trial time of 45 days. So I think June the 4th would be the 45th day. So we need to have, I believe if we had a pre-trial set before then, give us an opportunity to try to get her here, but we'd also like to make sure we have a trial date too, within that time frame, to make sure that if we need to have a trial, then we would be able to have one. And now at this point, I'm not saying that I think we need to necessarily have a trial, we just haven't heard from our victim.
Well, do you think you can get in touch with her in a week?
Well, I don't know that we have much of a choice otherwise. If we don't, then another option might be to not leave the charge and refile it if we needed to. But so we'd like to try to get to at least get her here next week.
Your Honor, we're fine with coming back next week, obviously without waiting time. My understanding is that Mr. Daly now lives in West Virginia. There's no contact between the parties. They're shared minor child. They're doing a transition of the child through grandparents. I don't believe that this case will go anywhere, so we're fine to come back next week.
All right, I'll continue it for 1 week. The state's try to get the complained party contact so you know if she's serious about going forward with this.
Well, and here's something else too. If Mr. Daly knows a way that our office can get a hold of her, where we can actually get her on the phone or get her here in person, we might be able to get her opinion about how to proceed, and we might be able to agree to something.
Your Honor, he's had no contact with her since this event occurred. Again, it's been through grandparents.
She won't answer the phone. So,
All right, May 22nd will be the next hearing. Pre-trial.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Tyler Wellman, case number TRC 23-316, A and D.
Mr. Haslam's case set for pre-trial.
Your Honor, Mr. Hill and I have had an opportunity to discuss the case, unable to come to any resolution at this point. I believe, given the age of the case, it's probably appropriate to set it for a hearing on a motion to suppress, which will get filed, as well as potentially a trial date.
All right, when do you want to have the motion hearing?
Your Honor, I can do the motion hearing 2 weeks from today.
Well, that would be it's going to be the 30th, right? Because the 29th is Memorial Day. And I will not be here on the 30th.
We can also do the 2nd, Your Honor.
Well,
Probably not going to be here the 2nd either.
here's the thing, the time, okay, the time runs on June 26th, so I was thinking May 26th.
How about June 5th?
I can do June 5th, Your Honor.
June 5th for a motion hearing, I'll set it at noon. Do you want to go ahead and set a trial date now?
Your Honor, we can set the trial date the week after if the court's inclined.
Deal?
Well, we're not opposed to that. The only thing it could be is, of course, I haven't had a chance to talk to the trooper about his availability on these dates.
So I'll just file a motion if it doesn't work.
Now, I would also ask that there be a date set for the motion to be filed, so we have time to respond.
It'll be filed this week, Your Honor.
Okay, so the motion is to be filed by the 19th. Hearing on June 5th. June 12th at noon for trial, if not resolved otherwise. Okay, anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, that's all.
State of Ohio versus Joseph Atkins, case number CRA 23-260, CID 18-2412, CRB 23-261.
This is Mr. Smith's case.
It is, Judge. I thought he was sick today, but he's here.
Who is this?
Judge, I had filed discovery this morning. I didn't anticipate my client would be here. I was going to ask for a continuance if we could come back in a couple of weeks. That'll give me time to review discovery with my client. I'm here the 26th, June 5th, June 12th.
Okay, May 26th.
Joseph Atkins? He's got a felony charge.
State of Ohio versus Lee
Same
and
thing.
Whitfield. Case number CRA 23-172, CRB 23-173. William Whitfield.
Mr. Smith's case.
Thank you. Not check in, Your Honor.
I haven't seen the judge. We were prepared to ask for a continuance because the drug test results aren't back, or the urine screen is not back on the misdemeanor component, but I've had no contact with him.
Well, there's a felony also.
Yes.
So his state has to make a decision whether you want to keep the matter here or send it on the common pleas.
At this time, we would be, we'd be okay with keeping it here.
Okay, there'll be a bench warrant for failure to appear.
I'll try to find a judge.
State of Ohio versus Michael A. Thompson, case number TRC 23-226A and B.
We approach you on.
Yes. It may be used for your. Give me a copy of the. All right, the state had agreed if Mr. Thompson has completed the driver intervention program due to the low nature of his score, that they would reduce this to reckless operation, which he has done. I've seen the certificate.
Yes, we would plead guilty to the reckless operation reduction, Judge.
Is that correct, Mr. Thompson?
Yes, sir.
Anything you want to say?
Well, sir.
All right, I'll impose a $150 fine and court costs. See, can you pay that today or you need time to pay it?
I should be able to pay today.
See the clerk, pay it, and you'll be completed.
Awesome.
Copy this for his file. That's a copy of the meeting today. So if you're waiting long, I'll get you.
Can I get a copy of it?
Yeah, you can copy that and you get your original back. Yeah.
State of Ohio versus Philip M. Hively, case number CRB 23192.
This is Attorney Tyler's case, pretrial.
Your Honor, I believe this also has a cross filing with Mr. Morford's client, April Galloway, so if we could
All
probably
right,
just have
call
that
April
all up.
Galloway also.
State of Ohio versus April Galloway, case number CRB 23190.
Your Honor, based on pretrial negotiations earlier, I believe there hasn't been any problems since we're here on March 31st. And my understanding is that the two don't want to continue with this. And I don't think with any other problems going on, this may be one right for a 9-day continuance and then dismissal. Nothing's going on. I guess we can go back to the 31st to include the 9 days. I don't know if the state's okay with that. We're about halfway through that 9 days.
Mr. Hill?
We're not in opposition to that as long as there aren't any further problems. We ask for the payment of one court cost at the end of the 90-day period.
Yeah, they're not together now, so I mean, I don't think it's going to be a problem.
Who's going to pay the court costs?
I'll pay it.
Okay. Let's set it for July 14th.
That's fine, Your Honor.
Be dismissed then if there's no further problems, and court costs are paid on Mr. Highway's case.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Here you go. Here, fellas.
State of Ohio versus Taylor Bryan, case number CRB 23-112, CRB 20-112. Taylor Bryan.
Your Honor, I asked Friday to have this reset for today because evidently this is the day she could make it because of work. I left a message with her. She's not called me back, so I just asked to have 7 days to get her in.
All right, the warrant will issue in 7 days if she hasn't appeared.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio recalls Lee Kip, case number CRB 23-211, CRB 21-914.
Have you seen the result?
I have not. So he's at New Beginnings, Your Honor. He's at the beginning stages of that, so.
Do you have a prescription for buprenorphine?
For Suboxone? Yes, sir.
Okay, where are you getting that?
At New Beginnings.
Well, you tested positive for oxycodone too.
Yes, sir. That's why.
So I think there's still work here to be done.
That's where I'm going to.
So, Your Honor, we just set it for another date. We'll have a letter from New Beginnings and green drug screens.
Yes, sir.
Green drug screens.
Yeah, I'd like to see a report from them too.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Mr. Hill, do you have any input?
We are okay with him going to New Beginnings and coming back with periodic reports and doing better. One of the things that he was already doing, the reason why he was coming to court was to pay restitution.
Yes, sir.
And so he still has, I think, some to pay on that.
He'll pay $80 on Thursday, Your Honor.
And his mother wants him to do better, and she says he has been doing better. As a matter of fact, when she first came up here, you know, she indicated to me that she felt he was doing better. So maybe there has been some progress made, but I think that at this point, just the very fact that maybe we've identified some more work that he needs to do could be a benefit to him and his mother.
Okay.
Your Honor, there's a protection order in place, I believe, that I was hoping that we could modify today. That's something that his mother would like to see done. Or drop it, or modify it, without
I
contact.
think there actually is one,
Where is the order?
That's what I'm here to do.
unless it's on the old case.
Okay, so she got a protection order out of common police court.
Okay.
Okay.
Civil protection order.
That is, yeah. To modify it.
Oh, okay.
He modified out of this court.
So if you're gonna need to address that, if you will, modify that stuff, go back to that.
It's the this court, it's out come from this court, so just modify it out of that court. I guess the only thing we need then is a date, Your Honor.
Yes. June 12th?
Yes. June 12th. So, if you want to come to the hearing and give us an update, that would be a good thing. If you can't,
You're going to see the clerk make his payment on restitution, right?
Yes, sir. Thursday.
Thursday. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Thursday.
June 12th, your next hearing.
Yes, sir.
June 12th.
State of Ohio versus Harold Weaver, case number TRC 23-198, ABC and D.
Your Honor, I got a call this morning, or a text this morning from someone who knows Mr. Weaver. They informed me and I confirmed that he is incarcerated in the Boyd County Detention Center. It said, they said they believe he's incarcerated based on a warrant from this case, but even if there's a warrant, I don't think that would go to Kentucky. So I don't know what's going on, but he is incarcerated. I later got a text saying he expected to be out today, but as far as I'm aware, he's not out yet. So I don't know if the court would prefer to issue a warrant or to reschedule the case.
What's the state's position? There hasn't been a warrant issued, so.
Okay.
It's not from this court.
I didn't think there was, but that's what they told me.
Well, we don't really know when it's going to be released, so probably a warrant being issued in 7 days might be prudent.
Well, I asked that if he gets out, he contact me, so hopefully I'll be able to get him in here.
He's got 7 days to appear before a warrant will issue.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Zachary Alberts, case number CRA 22-389, CRB 21-347.
Mr. Morford's case. Is that Riverside? Thank you for the letter, Mr. Alberts. It's very nice.
Oh,
Well written.
hey,
And your report's good, too, so. I think you have made a remarkable turnaround from where you were in the past, so I just want to applaud that. And how do we track forward, keep you on the same path that you're on now? Because I think you're doing things the right way.
Judge, I think he needs to finish inpatient. Now, do you have a projected date when that might happen?
Within the next 3 weeks.
Oh, he's close.
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's come back in a month and see where we are. June 12th, Mr. Morgan? You may be out by then. What's your plan once you finish inpatient? Where are you going to go?
sober living.
Okay. With Riverside?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's a good plan.
Your Honor, if I may, Mr. Edwards came in and asked to do community service, and the only thing he owes is call.
That'll be fine, you can work them off.
I do have $170 I was gonna pay on the fine,
Okay,
but,
we always take money.
all right.
Turn that
I was
down
gonna say,
either.
if I can
Or
work
you
it
keep your
off.
money and you can work it off.
All right.
Either way, we need all the help we can get.
12th is not a good day for me, Judge.
Okay, let me change that. What's, how about, the 16th is already, well, that's not too bad. 16th, just for, we don't need more review. So June 16th?
I'm good then, Judge.
Okay, June 16th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
State of Ohio versus Brian Stapleton, case number CRB 22573. Brian Stapleton. He did not check in, Your Honor.
See, he is going to pay restitution, and if he did, he didn't have to appear, but I don't see that he's paid any restitution. It's going to $1,127.33 to Buckeye Rural. Didn't happen. Okay, so warrant will issue.
Give me a week, Judge.
7 days before.
Thank you.
State of Ohio recalls Christopher Blevins, case number CRB 2286, CRB 19439 A and B, TRC 21595 A and B, CRA 21162, CRB 21165 A and B.
Mr. Blevins says he cannot make it today and that he will not be here, so.
Have Mr. Major go pick him up.
So I told him he had to, or you'll issue a warrant, and he understands
Can't be
that.
here Friday. He lives in Burlington.
He'll be here Friday if the court will allow him to be here on Friday. And Your Honor, he's at work right now, and that's what he
He
said.
said he was at home.
Is that what he said? That's, well, Your Honor, that's.
Unless he works in a house in Burlington.
That's what I'm thinking. This is what he said. I have no way of leaving work. I'm the only one working, so.
All right, I'll continue it to Friday, May 19th. But that's going to be it. No excuses. Yes.
State of Ohio versus Jason Lindsay, case number CRB 22522.
Mr. Lindsay was in jail in Kentucky and was released on May 2nd. He has not gone to any appointments at Pathways yet, but has them scheduled for
This Thursday, May 26th also.
And then there's, the last thing is a record of Pathways, the appointments that he's had.
Okay, how's the state want to proceed?
Well, we heard, where's he been? Bullitt County. Is that where it was?
Yes.
Bullitt County. Yeah, we want him to go to treatment, so if he's scheduled to go to, where at, Pathways?
Yeah, how much longer until you're out with it? Oh, it's just outpatient, it goes on as long as,
We'd be okay with that and come back in a short period of time to get an update.
June 5th. Mr. Thompson?
Oh, yes, is that a Monday?
It's a Monday.
Yes, thank you.
First Monday in June. Next year, I expect to see a report, so, try to get one, or sometimes they have a representative here, Mr. West. Need a report from Pathways.
okay, thank you.
Preliminary hearing soon.
State of Ohio versus Alyssa R. Showers, case number CRA 2158, CRB 2460. Alyssa Showers, she did not check in.
Mr. Thompson's case.
Well, I've been in contact with her. She was sitting behind a bad wreck in Wayne, West Virginia at 9:55. So, said she was going to be here. Can we do 1 week in a warrant, please?
Maybe she'll show up before we're done in court today.
Yeah, let's put it back
Okay.
and we'll recall.
State of Ohio versus Justin S. Deeds, case number CRA 23196, Justin Deeds.
Mr. Lauder's case, preliminary hearing.
It is, Judge, and I think we have a resolution to this. Mr. Haslam has been the victim's advocate in the case, and we talked to him and Mr. Heald this morning. I believe the state, based on our discussions, is willing to amend the charge to alleged violation of 2913 25A, which is domestic violence and misdemeanor of the first degree. And it's my understanding that my client intends to enter a no contest plea to that charge with a stipulation to facts sufficient for a guilty finding.
What was the statute number?
Excuse me?
25A, 2913 25A.
Yes. And I believe the agreed recommended sentence in the case was going to be a 60-day suspended jail commitment.
Sorry, that's not changing from there too when I put that in.
Let me read, that's what the police report had, that's how the police report had it. Let me look it up again. Sorry.
Hmm.
2919.25. Is that? I said 2913.25, I apologize, 2919.25.
Yeah, 2919.25.
Sorry about that.
We're also going to ask for a no contact order. In case you got ahead of myself
Judge, in addition to the 60-day suspended jail sentence, it's my understanding that there was a protection order requested, which Mr. Deeds is not opposed to, and I believe the state was going to ask you to impose a fine at your discretion.
And there'll be a no contact order also?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Haslam, are you in agreement with what Mr. Lauder has?
Yes, Your Honor. My client is joining the military and ships to basic soon. She's ready to get this over with and to move on. That being said, the only other things we discussed were some of her military paperwork still remained at the house that was in the room that she occupied, as well as some keys and paperwork to a vehicle. She has paid for the vehicle. Mr. Lauder has represented to me that the keys and paperwork to that vehicle went to another daughter of Mr. Deeds. We'll attempt to make contact and get the keys and the paperwork, I guess, that way. But the military paperwork that was in the home, we still need.
Yes, and Mr. Deeds and his wife have indicated to me they will search her room again to see if they can locate any remaining paperwork. She did get most of her things already. They thought that she got it all, but they are going to look again, and anything that is there, they will
It may be in my file. I have a file cabinet.
See if it's in your file cabinet.
That would be the only place it could possibly be.
And you can bring that to me and I can get that to Mr. Haslam.
What paperwork is it? What are we, I don't know what we're looking for. I'm not sure.
Certain enlistment paperwork, including enlistment contract, physical records, everything that would accompany going into the military.
She might have in my filing cabinet. We cleaned everything. The only thing we didn't give out of our bedroom was 2 vape pens that we found, and that's it. A TV that was ours.
So look in your file cabinet.
I will absolutely search my file cabinet anywhere I can.
And I know I believe her enlistment date's pretty soon, so I'll have them do that today.
Yeah, we'll do it
And
today.
then I'll get with Mr. Haslam by the end of the week and get whatever we've got to him, so he can get it to her.
Mr. Hill, anything?
Just that I believe the recommendation that Mr. DeLauder stated in the court is our recommendation, that if he pleads to the reduced charge, we'd ask for a 60-day suspended jail sentence and no contact order. We take no position on fines and or any other sanctions.
And Mr. Deeds, I want to make sure you understand, if you enter the plea to this charge, it could go toward enhancement on any future charges. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir. There will be no future charges.
Is there a recommendation as to incarceration or fines or anything like that?
60 days suspended.
You know, fine?
Well, we don't take any position on fines.
We were going to leave that to your discretion, Judge.
All right. Now we'll look at the affidavit. I'll impose a $250 fine toward the cost be paid. 60 days in jail suspended, be a no contact order, and provide the complaining party her personal facts, including her military paperwork. 2 years of level 4 probation. And I'll set a review hearing for December 26th of this year. Pleased to see Mr. Major in the probation office.
All right, Judge, I haven't talked to them after this courtroom. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Jessica Johnson, case number CRA 22-156, CRB 22-157, CRB 22-545.
She should be on Blue Jeans, Your Honor. She's in Savannah, Georgia.
I don't see her.
Somebody from the agency contacted me, I think Wednesday or Thursday, and I confirmed it was today at 10 o'clock for them to be available. She tried a week or two ago. We were having trouble with the internet that day, so we set it for today. we could recall it, Judge. Let me call down and see what they're doing.
State of Ohio versus Shandon Pringle, case number CRA 22-563, CRB 22-564, CRB 21-89, and CRB 22-295.
Mr. Smith's case. Pringle's at Southern Hope now, and the report from there appears to be pretty positive. What kind of time frame are we looking at? We have one.
For how long I'm going to be there?
Are you, for how long she's going to be in treatment?
I've been there, I'd say like around 21 days. I had talked to you last time about, because when I had left Spectrum, you had agreed with them for 80, I think it was 84 more days, and you told me when I come back again, after you viewed my report, then we could see about it then.
But I think we had a problem since then, didn't we?
That's when I had a bad report the last time you had. But I've been fine since then.
Our program's a minimum 6 months off together before we allow anybody to graduate.
So how do you want to proceed, Mr. Smith?
From my understanding, she's 2.1 level of care. I don't know. As far as how long it's going to, they're saying 6 months. I don't know for 6 months. Last time we were here, we were hoping to be done sooner than that, but it looks like it's going to keep on going out. I don't know how we proceed at this point. You have to be willing to finish the program, otherwise the state you do have a felony charge. I mean,
So I'm gonna have to do the whole 6 months there too.
you have to complete it. That's part of the.
Well, what's the state want to see?
The state wants to see a situation in which we know that we've put Ms. Pringle in a better position than she was. As we've been at this for a long time, but for a long time we felt that she was worth the effort if she would put forth the effort. So now, this new report, it sounds like a new kind of a attitude for her. I don't know, sometimes a different environment creates a different outlook. I'm not in charge of their program, so I don't know what it takes in order to be in compliance and to complete it. But regardless of what it is, I would think that the end result has got to be, that's what you got to be looking at. So I don't know, all we want her to do is just to continue to have good reports and see attitude, see notes about her attitude being uplifted, serious, focused. That's a good change. So hopefully the longer she's in this program, the more she'll realize that she's getting out of it. And that this is going to put her in a better position for the whole rest of her life. She's still a young lady. Instead of being impatient about it. That's our attitude. That's our opinion.
Well, I guess she has the option of saying she would rather her case go on down to the final pleas and see what happens there, or finish the program here.
I'm gonna stay.
You want to stay here? Okay. All right, we'll see you in about a month then. What's your schedule mid-June?
Your Honor, I can do June 12th.
That's fine. June 12th will be the next one.
It's better because it's so early in the day. Do you know what I mean? I can just finish this. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Adrian Hoover, case number CRA 19783, CRA 19826.
So you'll be out of that in October? Yeah, 6 months. One day at a time, right? Nice to see you. I'm
I'm a supervisor now.
Are you? Good.
$60
Third trip, third shift, right? Oh my.
So, she had been at hometown recovery.
I graduated that.
Yeah, she's.
So this is more of a sober living?
It's a transitional living, yeah.
It's like, the only difference is there's not constantly somebody there watching you.
So we can either, I guess, wrap it up or continue. What's up to the prosecutor? Whatever they want to do.
What's the prosecutor want to do?
Well, I've got notes that she actually entered a guilty plea to at least one of these things a while back. On October the 4th, 2019, pled to unauthorized use. She actually went to jail. Looks like. On November the 4th, 2022, 6 months in jail imposed. Does that look?
What was the case number on that?
CRA 19783.
783?
Yeah, it started out as a receiving. So she's paid some price, she's had some penalty already, and I believe my notes are correct.
As of November of 2022, there was an entry put on saying that she had been ordered to do 10 days in jail, did not do it, so she was ordered to do it at that time. So that happened in November last fall.
Yeah, and so she had the possession charge that started in 2022. And at this point, if it was filed in 2019. Okay. Well, I mean, if the court feels that she's made sufficient progress in her treatment, then I mean, she's she's been punished previously for some of this.
You want to, she has an old possession of heroin charge that stayed here. That's 19826.
Yeah.
We want to dismiss that.
Yes.
If we dismiss that, that should resolve the whole case then.
All right, that'll be dismissed. 19826. Due to her completing treatment. Now, she still has this driving without consent. She had a fine. She never paid.
How much was the fine?
Fine and court costs, let's see. Entry. Yes, she got 180 days in jail with 170 suspended. And she had a $300 fine and court costs. Nothing's ever been paid on it. It was a felony receiving stolen that was.
She could pay some today, Your Honor.
That was
If it's 300, I can pay all of it
reduced to
today.
driving without consent.
Well, it was 300 plus court costs, so it's like 4 or something, 435, I think.
Looks like it's more than, there may have been some sheriff fees in there. Yeah, there's some miscellaneous costs.
What's
that?
that?
Total of 510.
510.
I can pay half today.
She'll pay half of that today, Your Honor.
Okay. So I'll just put it on the review docket then
Okay.
for the rest. And let's make it June 23rd. Be your next hearing at 9 o'clock. And her possession of heroin charge is dismissed, 19826. Congratulations.
If I pay all of it, does that come?
Your Honor, if she pays all that, does she need to appear for that review
She
hearing?
does not have to appear to review, she's paid it all.
All right. She'll pay some today and then pay the rest Tuesday.
All right, very good.
Y'all done?
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio recalls Jessica L. Johnson, case number CRA 22156, CRB 22157, CRD 22545.
Mr. Smith's case.
Yes, Judge, she should be online now. Do you have the April 30th report in the court file?
April 30th?
Yes, that's the most recent one. We were supposed to be back a week or so ago. We had internet trouble.
She's going to graduate from this program July 21st.
That's my understanding, Your Honor.
Well, is the state going to find this sufficient to dismiss, or how do you want to proceed with it?
Well, as we discussed at a prior hearing, we would still like to have her before the court after this, and maybe we could do an assessment at that point in time to see if this has been a beneficial thing to her. We've got no reason to believe that it's not at this point, but we want to make sure that she's handling her issues.
She is planning on moving back to this area once she's...
It's my understanding. Jessica, are you coming back when you finish down there?
Yes, sir.
That was my understanding, yes.
Okay, so why don't we, so you're graduating July 23rd. So you should be back
The
here
21st.
the 31st of July?
21st, Judge, July 21.
Okay. That's a Friday, but we can still say the 31st and give her enough time to get relocated back here. Are you
I'm available.
All right, July 31st will be the next hearing in this court. So expect you to be here in person then.
Yes, sir. Your Honor.
All right, July 31st, 10 o'clock.
All right. Yes, sir. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio recalls Alyssa R. Sowards, case number CRA 2158, CRB 2460. Mr. Thompson, the question.
And he walked out of the room.
Mr. Thompson's case, I just saw him walk out.
Okay, well, let's go to something else.
Case number, sorry.
2158 and 2460.
This is Lisa.
Your Honor, I suggested that we wait and didn't think about the fact that Mr. Thompson might have to be in Portsmouth this afternoon. And so
I've lost contact with her, so I would again ask for the 7-day.
All right, it would be a bench warrant for failure to appear or issued in 7 days if she hasn't.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll get this one at the jail.
State of Ohio versus Jeremy McMillan, case number TRC 22769, A, B, and C, TRC 202410, A, B, and C, TRC 142341, A, B, and C.
All right, Jeremy McMillan is in Western Regional Jail right now.
It's my understanding, Judge, I brought Mr. Hill up to speed what the situation is, and I've reached out to Kim Carrico. I've not heard back yet, see if I can help in any way with that situation.
We plan on appearing at the reconsideration hearing to see if we can get him back into treatment. He had done really well, and just want to kind of start him all over and see what went wrong.
Okay. Well, Ms. Carrico had contacted me and said she was filing a motion for the court there to reconsider, but I don't know when that'll happen.
I've not heard back yet. She might be in court this morning, Judge. She's usually pretty good about getting back with me.
Want to put it off for another month then?
If we could, Judge, that'd be sufficient.
And what's your schedule mid-June?
The last week is bad, but mid-June, I could do the 16th.
June 16th.
Does that work? Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'll let you know. Yeah. I reached out to her.
Those will be sent.
State of Ohio versus Hannah Gooden, case number TRC 222509, A, B, C, and D.
Waiting on
Set for sentencing is Mr. Stratton.
Yes. Your Honor, I sent you over her letter from OVP this morning.
Yeah.
She's sentenced.
Oh, that's right. I should have sent you a letter too.
That's all right.
I'll start putting you on that.
Be nice of you.
That's a good report.
She has been, past few times, she's been appearing by Blue Jeans. Last time we spoke.
I had a car accident.
Yeah. You wanted her to appear today because we were thinking about wrapping it up today.
I think we should go ahead and conclude this sentence.
Yeah.
Now, this is the first offense, ODI, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
State take any position on the sentencing?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, and it looks like she's got things going in the right direction with her counseling and treatment. Is there anything you wish to tell me, the student?
I'm actively trying to keep my life together, and I have a little boy, and I'm really trying to do the right thing and go in the right direction.
Okay.
And he depends on me. I'm his only caregiver right now because my fiance works during the day.
I'm just reviewing the officer's report. Okay. On the ODI, well, I'm going to give you a break because of your treatment. Normally, I would give $1,000 fine on this for refusing, but I'll give you $500. Order you to pay the court costs. 20 days in jail suspended. Order you to do 5 days of community service on the court's community service program. I'm going to delete the driver intervention program unless the state objects to it because she's done counseling.
We don't object, Your Honor.
So,
You'll have to check.
the state has a 3-day program they want you to go to on a first offense, but you've done a lot more than that, so I'm not going to require that
Thank
you do that. 2 years of probation. I'm going to order that you continue to follow up with whatever your provider thinks is appropriate for your care.
Level 4. Level 4, right?
Yeah, whatever they recommend, she needs to keep doing.
I'm talking about probation.
Oh, probation, yeah, level 4.
Level 4.
And I'll set her review hearing. Let's make it August the 4th.
August the 4th. At 9.
Then she had, so I can't give her driving first, because I don't think she has a license.
I have a permit, Your Honor.
Yeah, well, if you get your license, come back, and if you want driving privileges, I can give it to you, and if I can't give it to you,
Okay. Yeah, I'll need driving privileges.
On the no driver's license, I'll impose a $50 fine. On the speed offense, a $50 fine. And on distracted driving, a $20 fine. She's to see Mr. Major in the probation office, and what is it, August 4th is her review.
Yes. All right.
9 a.m.
The court calls too, I told you about that.
Major will have.
Okay.
Yeah, go see him. He's over there.
Thank
All
you,
right?
Your Honor.
You're welcome. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Ryan Mount, case number TRC 192270, A and B, TRC 202545, A, B, and C, TRD 202139, A and B.
Mr. Steyer's case.
We have a report coming forward, Your Honor.
Your Honor, if I may.
Yes.
So the way that our reports are done, they are done usually a week to two behind. Since the report that you're reading now, I have spoken with Mr. Mounds' counselor. He has been compliant, handling redirection well, and I do believe he's off restrictions now. Is that correct?
Okay.
So he has been compliant in groups as well as counseling sessions and following programs.
So there was an issue with the phone, I heard.
That's correct.
You're right, Your Honor, it sounds like sort of, those might have been, sort of early stage difficulties that we're moving past, so hopefully we'll continue to get improving reports.
Okay. Mr. Hill?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Trying to do something else. I apologize.
But is there anything you want to, basically, he's got a pretty good report. Anything you want to add or anything you want to see?
No. Was this one that was a special prosecutor?
There was a special prosecutor on this matter at this point.
That's the reason I zoned out. I apologize.
Okay. And it was John Hass who's not doing it any longer. So, I mean, that was back in 2019.
I don't know if the conflict still exists or even what the conflict was.
I think it was some sort of custody or...
I think he was represented by Mr. Anderson.
Yes.
Okay.
So we just want him to succeed, whatever he's doing.
All right. Sounds like he's on the right track, so let's just continue to monitor it and come back in approximately another month. Mr. Stiles?
The 12th or the 16th are both days I'm available. That are roughly a month out.
Do the 16th.
Well, that won't do because he saw him there at the place.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Good work, man.
State of Ohio versus Carol Valesic, case number TRD 2328 and TRC 222589 A and B.
That's not for cause, just
Okay. You mentioned that to the court.
Okay.
Your Honor, if I may,
Yes.
this report is a week behind, and last week she was compliant.
Okay. And you're going to start on the path too, or that's coming up, right?
Yeah, on Friday.
Okay. Well, it sounds like there's things that you are working on and that things that you continue to work on. So, work in progress, I would call it.
Yes, sir.
So, continue to monitor.
I would assume that's what the state's pleasure would be in the courts.
yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
16th of next month,
I'm still available 16th, are you?
Yeah, that'll work.
June 16th.
June 16th.
All right, thank you. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
State of Ohio versus Alyssa Hewlett, Lawrence County Jail, case number CRB 23292 A and B.
All right, we were looking at hometown recovery, was looking for a place for her to go for OVP?
Yeah.
They can pick her up?
Bree is back, so she just came back today.
Okay. And they have a bed available today?
Yeah, I messaged her earlier and she said that she'll get it taken care of.
Okay, could you hear that, Ms. Hewlett?
Yes, sir.
Somebody from OVP will pick you up today to take you for a detox. You're agreeable to that?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna text her right now, tell her that I'm doing an order that you be released, and they can pick you up from jail and take you there directly. I'm gonna go ahead and sentence her because she pled guilty.
They actually give us this stuff, so that's good.
Okay, I'm gonna impose a $100 fine, which I will suspend if you finish treatment, or where you pay the court costs. 20 days in jail suspended if you finish treatment. I'm going to order that you be released to OVP for detox and treatment. Order you to stay out of Walmart. 2 years of probation, level 4. And I want to see you back on June 12th. So you should be about to finish up at OVP then.
Thank you.
So they should be coming this afternoon to pick you up, take you to treatment.
Thank you.
All right, good luck.
There's a big case.
I'll just dismiss it. That's where she gave a false name. Is that it?
As far as I know, Your Honor, that's it.
Okay, court's adjourned.
You say you got a bunch of stuff on this? You do. Where is it? I'm well past that. I have thumb aches.